What's happening? It's good to see you around the world. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. It's alive. Live from the zombie apocalypse, the never-ending zombie apocalypse, or so it seems. What's going on? What's going on, Lendy? Hey, Holly. What's up, Sally? Up in Canada. What's up, Mark? How you feeling, buddy? Dominic, come on now. Wow, they're coming out of the woodwork. What's going on? Why are you coming out of the woodwork? What's up, Johanna? If I say hi to Dominic, I got to say hi to Johanna. Life of Agony crew represent, you know? Yeah, you feel a little bit better, buddy? Good. I hope so. Hey, Garry and everybody else, you know, I hope everybody's doing well. It's good to see. It feels like it's been a long time. Been a long time since I rocked and rolled. Yeah. Yeah. Who's ready to talk some music today, huh? Is that right? It's National Coming Out Day? What does that mean? National Coming Out. Does that mean like it's the day where everybody comes out and says, I'm what? I'm gay? Coming out of what? Explain that to me. National Coming Out Day. Is that? Oh, coming out of the woodwork day. I'm coming out of the woodwork. All right. Hey. I started it. This is true. Hey. Like I've said, I want the world to know I'm coming out today that I am not gay. I like girls. Sorry. Anyway, what's up with this guy? What's up?
What's up?
Are you coming out today?
I'm coming out of the woodwork.
I'm coming out. Hello, boys. All right.
Oh, man.
Woo, boy. Listen. Why is this called duck sauce? You got any idea?
Is it made of real duck?
Why is this called duck sauce? I'm very interested in this.
That's liquefied duck.
And is it duck as in quack quack, or is it duck as in duck? Like, what is it? Like,
well, yeah, I guess if it's in a food fight, you know. Oh, man.
Oh, up in Canada, it's called plum sauce. Remember when you were kids, you put these on the ground and you stamp on them? You know?
Yeah, the ketchup packets, too.
It was a condiment for duck. Okay. The key word being condiment. It was a condiment for duck. All right. Put it on the egg roll. Put it on the egg roll. Bam! Here it is. And you said, God damn. All right, let's do photo of the day, all right?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, let me clear the deck. What the heck? This is
Photo.
Hardcore Shutterbug photo of the day. Wrong answers only, please. Bam! There you go. Wrong answers only, please. Whoever it is, he's awfully skinny.
I don't think his jeans are pulled up high enough.
Is it HR? Huh. All right. Is it Jimi Hendrix? Kind of close. I mean, there's sort of. Is it Machine Gun Kelly? Is it Danny Lilker? Is it Michael Alago? Is it Lemmy? Is it Long Duck Dong? Is it Skinny Puppy? Sid Vicious? Queen Z? Is it Sid Vicious? Is it the Man Who Would Be King? Slayer? Phil Lynott. Good one, Eddie. There is, you know what? There's some similarities there. Is it Phil Lynott? Is it Elvis? Is it the Tiger King? I got another one, right? You sent me a couple of these?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Here is... Ooh. Here is another one of the same individual. There you go. There you go. Well, is it Eddie Murphy? Is it Milli Vanilli? Is it that guy? Is it Lenny?
That guy?
Is it Lenny Kravitz? All right. All right. How about some right answers? Is it Tom Morello? Definitely George Harrison. George Harrison playing bass. Is it Daryl Jennifer in his prime? Is it Fishbone? Is it Wesley Snipes? Is it King's X?
Now we're getting somewhere.
Is it Doug? Spelt wrong. Is it King's X? Here's another clue just for you. How's that? Was it Doug Pinnick? King's X. All right. Don't keep us in suspense anymore.
All right. So, yes, this is King's X, as a matter of fact. In fact, this is King's X 1992 at a place called Sparks in Deer Park, Long Island.
Sparks?
Sparks.
In Deer Park?
Right on. It used to be right on Deer Park Avenue and way back in the 90s and stuff. Tons and tons of bands played there. And the reason I chose King's X today, even though this is the album previous, yesterday was 28 years since the release of their album Dogman, which was like a pretty big record for them.
Give me it. I know that one pretty well.
I was going to say, which leads us back to our humble host, and I'll let you take it from here.
Well, I produced the video Dogman off the King's X record. I forgot, what was the drummer's name? Jerry, right?
Jerry Gaskill. Yep.
Yeah.
Ty Tabor is the guitarist.
Ty Tabor's the guitarist. Yeah. This is a beloved band. People love King's X. They're like the musicians' musicians.
Yeah, they're definitely like a band's band. I mean, they're such same band. These guys have been playing together since like the early 70s as friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they never stop, and they're kind of hard to define their sound.
Where are they from? Where was King's X from?
I should know that off the top of my head, and I don't remember.
Me too. They weren't from New York, and they weren't from the West Coast. Why do I think they were from the Midwest, maybe?
Something like that. And they just same three guys.
Where was King's X from?
Somebody must know.
Yep.
But just a tremendous band, and
they were great. They were great, and they were great to work with. They were really pros. And Houston, is that right? They're from Houston.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a cool video too.
Someone says Houston. Someone says Missouri. Somebody says, a couple people say Missouri. I don't know what to go with here.
You have to trust them.
I got to look it up myself, I got to look it up. Let me see. King's X. Oh, from Missouri.
Wow.
Springfield, Missouri. Originated in 1979 in Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, Missouri.
And still going strong.
Yo, Brett Friedman, what's up? Brett the bookie. My neighbor. What other of my neighbors are watching the show? But yeah. I was fortunate enough. I produced the King's X Dogman video, which was directed by a Cro-Mags alumni, Mr. Paris Mayhew, directed it. And in that great run of music videos that we did back in the day, yeah.
Yeah,
He says, I always associate them with Nebraska. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's because they had the record Gretchen Goes to Nebraska, right?
That's right. That's a great record too.
Yeah, man.
And that had probably their biggest song on it, which is a song called "Over My Head." But
hey, you see that, Brett? You see that, Brett? Larry the Hunter's on here.
There he is.
Old friends reuniting on the New York Hardcore Chronicles. Larry the Hunter and Brett the Bookie. You know. That's
speaking of friends, I got to wish a happy birthday to Ronnie Wheeler.
Oh yeah,
and
Soundman, A7 Soundman.
Absolutely, and to Johnny Waste as well.
There you go.
So happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! I think we're good, man.
Yep.
Let's keep it moving and let's bring our guest on.
Absolutely. I'll see everybody in a little bit.
See you in a bit, man. What's happening? This is the Chronicles of Nueva York. And we are sponsored by Organic Grill. It takes me a little time to get up to speed here, boys and girls. The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chacho's Tacos, Generation Records, and New York Hardcore Comics. Opened back in 2013, selling comic books, punk rock, and hardcore memorabilia, toys, why am I struggling with this today? Toys, statues? How come I never noticed that? Toys, statues, skateboard decks, tapes, vinyl, and all things horror. Statues? New York Hardcore Comics sells statues? What kind of statues? Statues? Things are getting strange. We love helping bands push their demos and new tracks, so please stop by and drop off your new music. We have in-store events like Magic the Gathering and Warhammer tournaments, plus meet and greets with bands and some live performances. Open 7 days a week and shipping worldwide. Find us online through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and eBay. Located at 117 Main Street in Dobbs Ferry, New York. www.newyorkhardcorecomics.com for all your statue needs. Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, located in Lakewood, Colorado, is the Rocky Mountain headquarters for all things punk hardcore metal. Established in 2014, they have the largest selection of records, CDs, shirts, stickers, patches, and accessories between Chicago and LA. From the pit to the ditch, they got your back. Get in touch with them at www.chainreactionrecords.com. Also, real quick, want to mention the next 4 shows coming up. This Sunday, we have BMX legend, Mr. Rick Thorne, on the show. Sunday, January 23rd, BMX legend and musician Rick Thorne, the guy who coined the term "Stay Rad," will be on the show. A week from Sunday, Mr. Stephen Blush, author of American Hardcore. Whew. Man, maybe I have a fever. Hold on. Stephen Blush, author and filmmaker. Hold on. And then Wednesday, February 2nd, Mr. Mark Weissguy has a new book out, Decade That Rocked. And then infamous photographer, Mr. Ed Culver, Black Flag, Bad Religion, etc., etc. All that's coming up. We wait for Evan S. Oh, eventually, it's going to happen. Give it some time. You know? If your band sucks, go to New York Hardcore Comics. Oh, the Statue of Limitations. There you go. What's happening in Sweden, Andreas? Hope you, yeah. Wow, people have some memory on this show. Somebody just mentioned, will Brett be dropping off dog biscuits again? Wow, that gag goes back. That's like a year and a half ago. There you go. Anyway, let's clear the deck. Let's bring our guest on the show. Here we go. Guest on the show. Today's guest is a drummer hailing from the Bronx in New York City. He's known for his work with the groups Defunkt, B-52's, T.M. Stevens, Bernie Worrell, Block, Faith, and of course, Cro-Mags. Please welcome, coming at us from Hamburg, Germany, in the fatherland, Mr. Garry G-Man Sullivan. Hey!
Hey, what up, Drew? How you doing? Thanks for having me, bro.
Good
How y'all
to
doing
see
out
you.
there? Yeah.
And thanks for coming on the show, G-Man. Appreciate it.
Hello, world. Hello, world. Cool.
How's things in Hamburg, man?
All's good. All's good. It's a little rainy, overcast, a little not so chilly. It's pretty good.
I have fond memories of Hamburg, you know, and that area over there by the Reeperbahn, and not just for the obvious reasons, but you know, I was over there many times in the mid '90s with a bunch of bands, and I have fond memories of Hamburg.
Yeah, it's a hell of a town. You know, two of my favorite towns is New York City, of course, and Hamburg City. You know, no disrespect to anybody else, but my two favorite cities in the world.
There you go. And Lenny says, Generation Records shirt for 2 points. There you go. So what's the latest? What's happening with you since the zombie apocalypse? And bring us up to speed.
Well, first of all, I flew to New York on March 10th for Harley and us to get ready for, with the show at the Webster Hall with Ice-T and Body Count. But on the 13th in rehearsal, they shut everything down. And then I ended up being stuck in New York, luckily in my hometown with my family and my band. And we continued to keep moving. We did the quarantine show, and then we recorded Cro-Mags 2020, kept moving, then finally made it back to Hamburg. And just started putting things back together again. And then just been doing a Tina Turner musical since then, which is good. You know.
Is this picture you sent me? Is this the Tina Turner venue that you guys do the review in? Is that what this is?
Yep, that's the room. Yeah, that's the theater.
Tell us about this. What this show is that you're a part of.
Okay. The thing is that I'm the drummer for Ike Turner and the Rhythm Kings, and before Tina joined, because Tina came up from Nutbush to St. Louis, and then they went out to Club Manhattan, and then this where Ike discovered Tina, and then she joined in, and then I came. Then, you know, of course, I'm the drummer with the band and all, and it's a time capsule, because when you walk into the theater, it's like you're going back in time, and we go through three different stages of Tina's career, you know, with Ike, after Ike, and then, you know, her big success and everything like that. So it's a quite amazing a setup. Production is ridiculous. The text, the team, the dancers, the singers, the whole production is incredible. And me, how it is, like everybody else is dancing and singing, but me and the bass player, the only ones who are playing on stage with the band. Locked to a click track the whole time. Yeah, that's the theater every night.
How many songs do you guys go through in a show like this?
Well, there are two sets. You got the early set with Tina before she left Ike, and then she became, you know, like What's Love Got to Do with It and all that stuff like that. See. So it's two shows, two sets every night on the weekend. It's an afternoon show, evening show, and then Saturday and Sunday, and yeah. But it's a really great production, really great people.
But in the actual show, I know there's two different sets of. But how many songs in the show do you do? Is it like 20 songs, 30 songs? Do you actually play?
Well, what I do, it's like, as I'm the show drummer, I'm on stage, so actually I'm acting too. I'm acting, interacting with the cast and everything like that, and so it's like two sets. I play every night. Depends. I play like 8 songs, and then. That's my side, and then the other side comes and they play like all the big hits, and I think so altogether it could be about 34 songs.
Wow!
Altogether,
right? And do the actors like is there an actor that plays Tina that interacts with the audience?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think it's 4 Tinas. I think it's 4 Ikes.
Oh, wow! I see. Now, and I'm assuming that this is all in German.
Yeah, it's in German, but all the songs are in English. And,
Got it.
so it's something.
That sounds like a
It's
great
great
gig, man. That sounds like a great
It
gig to be a
is.
part of. Good for you, man.
It is, and it's like 7 minutes by bike from my house, so it's an easy peasy quickie. So.
Yeah, that's great. By the way, our friend Steve Zing says, "Miss you, Garry."
Miss you too, Zing. You know, love and blessings to the Zing family, the Grieco family, Laura and the Lana and the whole family. You know, we miss Otis, and God rest Otis, and Otis is the man. You know, thank you, Steve and Lana, and we all send our love and blessings.
So tell us, how did you come up? Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in a musical household?
No, actually, I'm the first musician. My mother played a little piano when she was young, but yeah, I'm the first one to really kind of grab the bull by the horns, as to say, to be a professional drummer. So, but my parents had a really incredible record collection, and they really inspired me.
But you grew up in the Bronx?
Born and raised in the Bronx, born in the South Bronx, North Senior Hospital, baby. You know, NYHC to the bone.
You know what? Wait, I got it. Wait, I got the picture here. Hold on. I looked it up, and here it is. This is Morrisina. Is that how you pronounce it?
Senior Hospital. Yep, that's where I was born.
That's it. And I looked it up. It is an apartment building now.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, wouldn't that be a little creepy to sort of like live in a, like, I know they can repurpose these places, but it's like having an apartment, like how much, I don't know about so much misery happens in there. And yeah, this is my bedroom. Yeah. You know, it's formerly the ICU ward. You know, I don't know, man.
Yeah, this hospital definitely has some stories, and definitely sure it has some ghosts. So you know what's up.
Yeah. So there it is. It's apartments now. But you have a twin brother, correct?
Yes, his name is Barry. There we are. That's us. That's us in the South Bronx, Hunts Point. You know, at our family's house. You know, we have a nice big family in New York, and yeah, that's us. You know, he's a retired NYPD homicide detective, 45th Precinct, Fort Apache. He's retired.
Wow.
Never had to shoot his gun. I'm very proud of him, and you know, he's a big guy. You know, but the thing is yeah, go ahead.
I have another shot of you and him. Wow, respect. He was a homicide detective in the Bronx.
45th Precinct, Fort Apache.
And he never had he never had to discharge his weapon.
Never, not once. You know, he knew the streets, you know.
God bless him, man. That is you know, respect, man. Respect.
Yeah. That's us at you know, at the family compound, my mom's house in Co-op, Section 5. You know? Yeah, so that's our home base.
He's retired now,
Actually, this is our birthday too. Actually, this is our birthday.
Right.
We celebrated my mom's house. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how did music come into your life?
Well, I have to say my parents, man, they had the best record collection. I mean, they would get the new 45s every week, and then my dad had a connection with some record retailers, so he would be bringing home crates of music, and you know, they turned me on to Mano Dibango, Parliament Funkadelic. When I first saw the mothership, I was like, oh my God, there's black people coming out of the spaceship and smoking crazy costumes. Wow, this is cool, you know. And and moving on, and then the whole Motown era, Gladys Stylistics. I mean, even Tina Turner. I mean, just you know, the you know, some black soul music, and then you know, I was coming up, and then I was listening to a lot of just really cool music, you know, and I thank my parents for everything, you know, and so that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Why did you gravitate to drums? At what point did you pick up drums?
That's really funny. I mean, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but I would have to say it was Animal from the Muppet Show and Buddy Rich on the Johnny Carson Tonight Show. You know, I would always religiously watch Animal every night. Animal always had this little drum break, And I would wait every night just for that. And he was crazy, whatever. Ah, ah. But Animal was the man. And then and then I used to watch the late night Johnny Carson, and I would see this incredible drummer called Buddy Rich, and I was just in awe. Yeah. And then from that on, and then plus all the music I was learned upon by my parents, all the great soul drumming and everything like that, I just kept gravitating, kept moving.
Makes sense. You went to Harry S. Truman High School in the Bronx.
That's in the Bronx. Harry S. Truman, right off the 95.
We had a laugh the other day because you went to Harry S. Truman. I went to John F. Kennedy in the Bronx for a while.
Respect. Like Team Bronx.
Yeah, and who was in between Harry S. Truman and John F. Kennedy? That would be Dwight D. Eisenhower.
There you go. Yep, that's crazy. Funny, we were talking about last night. In Stone Hardcore Bronx, we had this Harry S. Truman. How did figure?
And I think that it's pretty safe to say now. I believe this here is one of your first groups. This is Smokescreen, right? Whoa. You with me?
Hold up. Yeah, I got you back. I had a little breakup. Yes, this is Smokescreen. No, this is Eddie Evelyn, Jeff Cuzza, Zach Crone, Ricardo, and Mr. Garry Sullivan. And we were a heavy metal. This was my first metal band, and they were the hottest band in the hood, And I was just getting into metal and listening to Rush and all stuff like that. But they were the coolest guys too. I was like, wow. So I would just run behind them and go see their concerts. And say, hey, do you mind if I can play drums? And they kind of look at me like, sure, kid, whatever. And then we had this big music concert. We would have music concerts in Truman High School. We had the spring concert. We had the winter concert. And they saw me play because I was pretty much the star drummer for a couple of years. And but it was a lot of good drummers too. And they saw me play and they said, oh, yeah, you're the guy that was asking us to jam. And they said, yeah, well, come jam out. And I said, yeah, but they didn't know I already pretty much mastered the whole Rush catalog. I was home every day, listening to all different stuff and Rush and just a lot of rock oriented stuff. Oh, and funny thing, let me touch back on this. What really gave me this rock and roll bug was, like I tell you, my dad, he always would come home with these crates of records. So I'm shuffling it through, and I pull up this record and I look at it. And these 5 white guys in the clouds, and the name of the band was called Angel. Okay, and Angel in New York City.
Punky Meadows and Greg Giuffria, Angel, yeah.
And
they were kind of like Kiss. They were like Kiss went in I think it was I think they were managed by the same guy, Bill Aucoin. I think Kiss went sort of like the demon kind of that way, and Angel decided their gimmick was they went like they wore all white and shit like that.
Exactly, and it was between those two who was going to make it. So I guess Casablanca Records, they signed Kiss, and then the rest is history.
Right.
Yeah, but Smokescreen, this is the band, and we were a cover band at first. We used to play Rush, we used to play Journey, Circuit Waves, Aerosmith. We played all the classics and Fastest Shark and blah 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 blah. And then we started writing original music. But the early days, we used to. My first gig was this club off the Yonkers Raceway called the Rising Sun.
The Rising Sun. I remember it. Yep.
And a lot of people cut their teeth, and you had Talus, you had TT Quick. Man, I'm going back into these bands, and so we would open up and play with this different band. So, and then there was also the Red Eagle in Tremont Abbey, close to Mr. Charlie Benante and Mr. Frank Bello up in Throgsneck and Tremont. And they came to see us play a couple of times because dudes were telling that. And at this time, this is when Among the Living came out. And then and plus Zach and all of us, we were all friends with Anthrax. So we're all from the Bronx. Zach's from the Bronx, Jeff and all of us. And then Anthrax came through, gave us support, and we were playing like Indians and Among the Living and stuff like that. And they came and blessed us. So we've been friends ever since. So Thrives Neck Team Bronx. What's up, Frankie? What's up, Charlie?
This is like a real Bronx band. What is this? Like 2 Jewish kids, 2 black kids, and
1 Puerto Rican singer. Exactly.
How can we lose?
I mean, that's
how
the
can
Bronx
we lose
right
with?
there.
How can we lose with the stuff that we use, man? Absolutely,
Exactly.
man. That is,
exactly.
you know, I've said this on the show many times. You know, in the part of the Bronx that I grew up in as a teenager, Southern rock was really big, and it
That's
wasn't just.
so true.
And it wasn't the white. It
Mhm.
wasn't just the white kids. It was like the Puerto Rican kids, the black kids, the white kids.
Me too.
Like
Yep.
Southern rock was huge in the Bronx when we were about the same age when we were growing up. It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah. Nobody knew. I mean, we listened to everything like Leonard Skinner and like
Allman Brothers
Foghat
Band.
and the Allman Brothers Band.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm friends with Warren Haynes too. That's a funny
Yeah.
story.
Well, you know, that's you know, you want to talk about, you know, career musicians, right? Warren Haynes is like a real New York career musician. Here's
Totally.
by the way, just as a reference, here's Angel, right? Here's the band, sort of like the anti-Kiss for those that
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
that is Angel right there. Punky Meadows and Greg Gouffria and etc. and so
Yeah.
on and so forth. How long after that did you get now you know what, I'll start with this. Is that the B-52's gold record behind you?
That's right.
Tell us
the good
about
stuff.
how yeah, the good stuff. Tell us about how the B-52's came into your orbit and how that came to be.
Well, actually, I can tell you the first time I ever heard the B-52s was my junior high school prom. And we're all dancing and everything, and the DJ's playing some stuff, and then all of a sudden they threw on Rock Lobster. I was like, what is this? And it was driving.
Yeah, we loved that when that came out, bro.
Yo,
We
man,
loved
that
it.
was so I was like totally taken by it. I said, wow, this is really great. So I always remembered this song. And then like two of my friends were playing in the B-52s, Zach Alfred and then Sterling Campbell, and a lot of people helped make this record. Well,
Right.
actually, good stuff.
Sterling Campbell played drums. I think on
Yeah.
part of this record. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Campbell, you had Leroy Collin. You had a lot of great New York City core drummers on this record because you know they're a New York band. And how I got the B-52's gig, it was one day I'm walking down, and I remember I was down 6th Avenue, McDougal, whatsoever, and I ran to a friend of mine, and they said, Garry, where have you been? We've been looking for you. You know, the B-52s were auditioning drummers, and we couldn't find you. And I said, really? And they said, but that's okay. You know, they got a drummer and they're out on the road now. And I was like, so I thought that was the end of my music career. I was depressed for like 2 weeks, and I was like, so I said, I don't know if I can ever get over this. And then I was playing in the street band. Me and my friend Rod Cohn and Kenji Hino, we had this street band called ROK, and we would play all over the streets. We used to play the Cube in Greenwich Village. We used to play down Liberty Park. We used to play all over Manhattan, the street band. And we had a generator, and we were just playing fusion and Dixie Dregs and all stuff like that. And then I get a call when you're on the street, and it's management from the B-52s in LA, and they said, hello, Mr. Sullivan. And I was like, yes, well, this is management. And they said, that's a good picture. That's at the Rising Sun on Tremont. And then what happened?
I wasn't sure about that one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You see
All
my
right.
flat top. And this is at the Rising Sun, really, really cool club was. And then I got asked to come back to audition, and I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. So of course they sent me all the stuff, and they said, "Can you come in tomorrow?" And they sent me like the live show, and and plus I was a big fan because Zach Outfit, and I loved good stuff. I mean, I loved Cosmic Thing, and Good to See My Brothers and Everybody, you know, on that record. So I knew that record. And then I came and they said, do you want to audition first, second, or third? And I said to myself, I think I auditioned first, set some type of standard, you know? And sure enough, I auditioned and I got the gig, and the rest is history. But the funniest thing, we auditioned at SIR on 25th Street.
Sure.
RIP. And we rehearsed there in the big room. I auditioned there, and we rehearsed there for like another week before we went on tour. But,
I remember
but
that big room.
The funniest thing, you know who the last band to play that room at the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, making a live stream called
I do.
Age of
Can I
Quarantine?
answer it? Can I
Age of
answer it?
Qu- Yeah, go ahead.
It was you guys. It was Cro-Mags. You guys did the
Yes,
that live streaming
exactly.
show. You did that
In the big room.
really early on in the pandemic. That was like 2 months into it. You guys did that.
Yeah, actually, we did it on the same day we were supposed to play at Webster's Hall. At the same time we're supposed to perform.
Right. Got it.
And so it's funny how full circle in a way. And it's funny that, Cro-Mags and us, the room that kind of made a name for me is the last room that Cro-Mags played before
That's cool.
the zombie apocalypse. So yeah,
it's like one of those rooms that you've had big victories there,
Yeah, a lot of great people play that room too. Bowie,
Yeah.
Stones, Jagger. So it's a really great room to be part of.
Yep. Yeah, the big room in SIR, that's like a legendary room. I bands gear up there. I remember I remember Johnny Winter rehearsing and like people, bands would. That's when I'm talking going back a ways. When you're going out to do a big production show, that's the room that you do a couple weeks in that room, getting ready.
Exactly. That was really cool, definitely. So very thankful and humbled about that.
Yeah. So B-52's, you get on board and you go out and see the world with them, right?
Exactly. And the reason why I'm in Hamburg is because of the B-52's. Because we went out on tour. So it's my first time leaving America, and because before that we did a month tour through the States, and then we had maybe a week off, and then we flew to Copenhagen for the first show. But it was my first time in Europe, and then we had this double-decker tour bus pick us up. It was really cool, incognito. But the only thing that was funny about it had this big gold print that says Star Riders. So if you're a star and you're riding this bus, everybody knows there's a star on the bus or whatever. So we took the bus all the way down. You know what I'm saying? So we took the bus all the way down, drove all the way down from Copenhagen, and the first German city, the first place I've ever been in Germany was in Hamburg. And we played this very famous hockey stadium in Hamburg, which is still open, called the Sporthalle. And then we also were staying at this hotel called the Atlantic Pisgate Hotel. It's right on the Alster. And I remember in this hotel, this guy walking around with his hat and his glasses, and it was like a couple of them. Like he had some minions. There's a very famous German singer, like the Mick Jagger of Germany, called Udo Lindenberg. So that was my first. Now to come back, now that I live here, just to see the whole circle, how everything came back around, it's pretty amazing. So we played the first show in Hamburg. It's the first time I've been there, first time I played. But what drew me to Hamburg was I felt this energy. And then after the show, we rushed out because we wanted to hit to the Reeperbahn to go to Docks to see our friends from New York, Sonic Youth, play because they were playing the same night.
Wow.
So we came through to see Sonic Youth. And I remember the buses coming down the Reeperbahn, and it reminded me of 42nd Street. I was like, wow, what is this? It was so much energy. And then by the grace of God whatsoever, it made an imprint on me. So Hamburg has always been on my mind. And then I was doing a lot of work over here also. And then Hamburg's the best place to be, and it's rock and roll city. And what up, Stefan? I'm Stefan Grebin. What up, the Hamburg crew? Thank you all. Hamburg, New York. That's what's up.
Must have been a lot of fun playing in the B-52's, playing big shows with them. I mean, people come to the B-52's show to have a good time and to dance and right? I mean, it's just a fucking good time. I mean, not that playing in Cro-Mags isn't a good time, but it's very different. I mean, people come to B-52's to dance and sweat and have fun. I mean, it's the same thing, sort of. But that must have been a really Rome where you want to. It must have been a really fun gig, man, to do.
Yeah, and it was a magical moment for them because after the resurgence, and then they came up with Cosmic Thing, which put them back on the block, and so on the Good Stuff tour. They had all this cake, so I was well taken care of, and it was fun and just the nostalgia. But when we went down to South America, we went on tour. South America, there was the B-52's. This was my first South American tour. B-52's, Joe Cocker,
wow,
Brian May of Queen, his solo band with Cozy Powell on drums. So I got to hang out.
Come
with
on now.
And Jack Brony every night. Cozy gave me one of the PF sticks at the end of the tour. He's a big ass Yamaha.
Come on now.
Military. So I was kicking it with Cozy, and then the last person was Keith Richards and the Expensive Winos.
That with Steve Jordan on drums.
On drums, he played bass, and he had Charlie Drayton, also amazing drum. So they were switching off on different songs.
Wow.
You know? And we were all kicking all the time, and then
he's in the Stones. He's in the Stones now.
Yeah, big up to my Bronx brother, same hood for me, Will Calhoun, Leroy Clouden, everybody, Mr. Steve Jordan, big bro, drummer, Rolling Stones, man, and a hero. He took care of me. Mm-hmm.
You were part of this this drum collective in New York, right?
Yeah.
Of like a bunch of guys, and Frank Farrar, who's in Guns N' Roses, was who.
Yeah, but boy, Frank, Guns N' Roses.
He's a good.
What up, Frank?
Good dude. Good dude. He was in a band called The Beautiful. And my brother did a video for The Beautiful in the late 80s, early 90s. But good for Frank, man. Frank ended up with a great gig. He's been in Guns N' Roses a long time now.
And he deserves it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he
good
worked hard.
dude. Good dude.
He was a journeyman. And you had Zach Alfred, you had Sterling Campbell, I mean, Steve Jordan, Charlie Drayton. The first time I saw Steve Jordan, and this was another late night drum I used to watch, because remember David Letterman used to be on NBC.
Sure.
And Steve Jordan was the cat, and I was like, "Wow, who's this brother just knocking it out every night?"
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
And we grew up in the same neighborhood. He went to IS 154. That's not far from Truman. Michelangelo, exactly.
Boy, that part of the Bronx was pumping out a lot of drummers, huh?
Yeah, something in the water. Mm-hmm.
Want to shout out Al Mitchell from Circus of Power, man. Thank you. Thanks. Frank is way cool. Al Mitchell would know back then when he was in Circus of Power. You know, all these bands are part of that circuit in New York. Frank was in The Beautiful, The Throbs, Circus of Power, Raging Slab, you know, and so on and so forth. You know?
Yeah, it was a great scene, a great time in New York, and the scrap bar. We talk about the scrap bar and that stuff.
Oh yeah, we talk the scrap bar, and which is a good segue to apparently. With Scrap Bar, the Space at Chase, you played in 1998. You were on a wrestling comp, a song called Hookah Blues. You were playing with Hookah Blues.
Mr. Harry Slash.
Harry Slash and the Slash Toads. Tell us about Harry Slash is an old friend. Yeah.
Yeah, Harry's family, bro.
Yeah.
What up, Harry? Yep.
But yeah, that Space at Chase he used to book and all that. So.
I'll tell you a quick one thing. I'll tell you a funny story at Space Chase.
Go ahead.
So, Faith, we were playing a gig at Space Chase, and it was a really great show. And then it was packed, and then I go to the bar to get a drink. And next thing you know, somebody comes and sits next to me, touched me on my shoulder, and said, great drumming, man. I really liked it. And who I turned around, who was it? It was Keanu Reeves.
Nice.
And this is when there's a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I was like, dude, whatever. But me and Keanu hung out for like an hour. He was buying me drinks, and we were just talking about a lot of stuff. And then he left, and he says, carry on, brother. I'll never forget. Thank you, Neo.
That's cool. Right on. You know, you just
Mr.
reminded
Wick,
me of like,
whatever.
Yeah, Mr. What was it?
John Wick.
Yeah. You know, there was that circuit, and you mentioned Warren Haynes before. There was like that whole circuit of clubs, the Space at Chase, Nightingales, Brownies, you know, Wetlands. And it's why you reminded me of Warren Haynes. That guy was a journeyman. He used to be playing every night in New York City somewhere, you know?
I got a funny Warren Haynes story. So I was working with this New York band. They were signed to Paradigm Records at the time, and her name was Benna. It's a great record, and it's a record she released some years back. It was called Greetings from Port Authority. That was the title of the record. And so after the recording session was done, I had to go to Red Square, you know, Red Square in Houston, and I had to go to the management.
That's where he used to live there. Warren Haynes lived in Red Square. I remember. Yeah.
And his wife was Benna's manager, so I had to go get paid. So, you know, I go up, and his wife comes and says, "Hey, sit down, Garry." I said, "Okay, you want something to drink?" I said, "Yeah, no, I have a beer or whatever." So I'm sitting there, and she's in the back office. And then I felt like this spirit walking around me, and the whole house smelled like, you know, the pure bud. You know what I'm saying? some nice weed,
Yep.
and this guy is walking around in his boxer shorts. He didn't say nothing to me at first, but I just noticed this guy just walking around the apartment. I was like, who the hell is that? And it was Warren Haynes. And we met, and that's how my first time meet Warren. Walk around in his house, Red Square, smoking a joint. True story.
That's
Can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, that's a guy who he's a big. That guy woodshedded, man. That dude so much work coming up, and he was in.
Yep.
I think he was in the David Allen Coe band. Then he was in the Dickie Betts band. Then he
Government
got into
Mule.
he got into the Allman Brothers band, and then he did the Government Mule thing.
Yep.
And then he was in the he basically stepped in and took the Jerry Garcia place in the Grateful Dead. I mean, he ended up doing big things, man. Big things. Yeah. Speaking of, you mentioned the Port Authority. And I gotta ask you about this photo that you sent me, and I want to shout out Bob Riley upstate as we do this, because is this picture taken in front of Port Authority?
Yep. Ralph Cramden. Me and Harley.
That's Ralph.
Yep.
That's you, Harley, and Ralph Cramden.
Don't get better than that. Yeah, we were just coming back from Jersey, out in Jersey. What up, Alvin? We're over at our boy Alvin's studio. So we're just coming back off the New Jersey Transit bus. So we always come through Port Authority, of course, from Union, New Jersey. So we just said, yo, there's Ralphie boy, and took a picture. Yeah,
we're big Honeymooners fans on this show, you know.
It's huge.
So how does the B-52's gig wind down? How does that come to an end?
Well, we just finished that run of the tour, and then they went out and did some other dates. But by that time, I was busy doing other stuff. But the tour came to an end, and we just
that was it.
Yeah, that was it. But I was lucky to be part of it, and I will always be forever grateful for the B-52's for putting me on, because that one gig set up a whole lot of stuff for me. You ever seen this old movie by Robert Townsend called Hollywood Shuffle?
Yes, of course.
And this is one character, Betty. Remember the brother with the wings and the heads on his head? He said, all you need is one show, one successful show, and the rest is all gravy. So that was kind of that was the thing with me. And a lot of people heard about me, and New York, it's all about word of mouth or whatsoever. So I didn't really have to audition a lot for any bands or whatsoever, because I had that Cro-Mags badge. B-52's badge. So made a lot of things easy, and I was known on the scene, which is a good thing. So the B-52's really set me up for where I'm at right now, actually.
That's awesome. Let's we're gonna poke around a little bit. After the break, we'll do Cro-Mags, but I want to ask you about a couple of your other music endeavors. Would this be T.M. Stevens?
Yes, Shaka Zulu. Yeah, we had this.
Tell us about this gig.
Okay, and this is we're in Switzerland, and how I met T.M. Stevens was first of all, I was a big fan of T.M. Stevens. I saw him. He was in the Pretenders with Bernie Worrell.
Sure.
He's Living in America, James Brown. Living in America. That's T.M. on bass and T.M. doing background vocals. Also Steve Vai. But how I hooked up with T.M. because I was a drummer for Bernie Worrell. And Bernie, T.M., they did up many projects. So we had a show out in, I think it was Teaneck, New Jersey. It's a place called Mexicali Blues.
Oh, and, in Teaneck.
In Teaneck, yeah. This is a Mexican restaurant and a club too. And then Bernie said, well, our regular bass player can't make it. And he said, well, I'm going to bring my baby in. I said, who's that? He said, oh, T.M. Stevens. And I was like, oh, T.M. Stevens, oh my God. I was shocked, and I was honored. And then what happened was we did the show. We did the weekend show, and then Bernie would make you lock down in the groove, don't move, crash on the one, no fills, just sit in the pocket. And Bernie taught me that, and then me and TM were just locked in, and we were on this group for like 5 minutes straight. And then after the tour, after this little short tour in Teaneck, TM went to Bernie and said, well, I got a tour next month. I don't have a drummer. Can I borrow your drummer, Garry? And Bernie said, well, that's why I brought you all together, baby. That's how Bernie was. And Bernie physically brought me and TM together, and the rest is history. And then I was a big fan of his because of, TM Stevens, and also Whitney Houston's I Get So Emotional, and also Tina Turner's Simply the Best, and that whole album, that's TM on bass. So
man, I'm just looking at some of his stuff here. Yeah, I mean, TM Stevens is a legend.
And this is me and him on tour in Austria. We're on tour in Austria. Yeah.
I'm looking at some of his stuff. James Brown, The Pretenders, Nona Hendrix, Joe Cocker, Little Steven, Taylor Dane, Cyndi Lauper, Tina Turner. Good God. Billy Joel, River of Dreams. Steve. Oh, I didn't realize he played bass with Steve Vai on Sex and Religion. Wow.
That's a great record. Terry Bozzio on drums. Come on.
Oh, bro. Come on now with Terry Bozzio, bro.
Oh, man.
Wait, hold on. I have to. Come on. I have to show the obligatory. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. You'll get a tick out. You'll get a
Stevie
tick
Salas also. Exactly.
Here you go. I found this in my archive. In my archive recently, I was like, I gotta scan this. This is so badass. Two Stone Films NYC, Terry Bozzio, 1994.
Wow, Missing Persons, baby. Missing Persons. I was a big Missing Persons fan. Mental Hopscotch. Here we go.
Well, he went, and then he played with Jeff Beck after that.
Jeff Beck. I mean,
he was
the man.
He's nasty, man. He's one of the most incredible. He is unbelievable, Terry Bozzio.
He's an alien. He's an alien, But I loved all the Missing Person stuff. Color Your Life, Mental Hopscotch. I mean, just the whole catalog.
Who's another one? Vinny Colaiuta.
Oh yeah, Vinny is the man.
What do you make of? What do you make of that?
I mean, the record he did with Sting was great, but he's done a lot of amazing, incredible stuff. Plus his drum clinics and everything. He's the man. Totally.
Yeah.
Respect to Vinny.
Right on. Yeah. So I want to ask you. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for the Defunkt photo. Now I know we're bouncing around quite a bit here.
No problem.
We kind of go where the horse leads us here. But tell us about playing with this crew here and what this is about.
Well, first of all, Defunkt is legendary. And Joe Boy, he's the. This is us. We're in Vienna, Austria. It's a regular club we play every time we go. And this is a different lineup. I mean, of course, there's Joe in the middle, and then you got Kim Clark. What up, sis? What up, Uncle Joe? Hot like pepper. Joe know what I mean. And then two other great musicians. And we went on this run, but I've been with them since 2017, and we went out with all the original members except for the original drummer. But they've been very loving, and their music is crazy, man. I mean, it's funk, it's hard, it's punk, and they were running in the days with the Talking Heads down. CBGBs, they were like one of those times when all the stuff was going on in New York, but the best punk band in the world. And how I got the gig was I just happened to be at the right place at the right time, because Joe Bowie lives out here in he lives in the Netherlands, so it's not really so far. So I was recommended by a good dear friend of mine, Mr. Hoobie Van Vallis. What up, Hoobie? Berlin in the house. And Hoobie recommended me to this gig, plus a lot of other gigs, and then the rest was history. And we just hooked up and been family ever since. God bless.
And this is still an ongoing project for you, correct?
Yeah. We're just going on. Joe, he's busy doing a lot of stuff. He's in Italy now, working on a lot of things, and he's a teacher, educator, and everything. But something will happen sometime in the future for sure.
Cool. Let me take a sponsor break. Shout out a couple sponsors, deal with that, and let's come back and let's talk Cro-Mags, okay?
No problem, brother. All right, see you on the other side. Ciao.
Well, there you have it. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, your Granite Grill, the Texas Silver Rush. Let me spit this out of my mouth. The Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Generation Records, and Located in Corpus Christi, Texas, Chacho's Tacos opened the doors in 2001, home of the almighty Chacho's Taco. They cook up an incredible home-style Tex-Mex food, and this month they're celebrating their 20th anniversary. They've been supporting underground music since the beginning, and in their own words, we ain't stopping anytime soon. Touring bands that play Corpus Christi swing by and get a home-cooked meal. At Chacho's Tacos, we got you. The underground scene will never die. Please follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. Come on now, Joe Ramini and the Texas Silver Rush. It's a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. Goddamn electric. They specialize in work with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and, believe it or not, social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rollet, Ringo Starr, and of course, my friends and yours, Agnostic Front. During this current, never-ending pandemic, all information and online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram page, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. Also, last but not least, DTFM Vinyl Distro is a record store that specializes in underground music, punk, ska, hardcore, metal, and more. Located in the heart of Fargo, North Dakota's industrial district. Shop in person or online at www.dtfmvinyldistro.com, where the motto is death to false metal. I want to mention this. If you don't have this, this is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Volume 1, 1980 to 1989. There is only about 30 of these left. I will sign them. I will sign it, and I will send it to you. You can purchase it at www.stonefilmsnyc.com. Pick it up. There's literally, I think, 20 or 30 left. It is free if you are a patron. And if you are wondering how you can become a patron, there it is. Support this show. Please support this show. That's what makes the whole thing tick. What makes us tick? So that said, there's the Patreon page. If not, buy the book. I want to mention also that we have a super chat when it comes time for questions for G-Man. If you want to get to the front of the line and you got something, a burning question, a burning desire, feel free to do a super chat and we'll get you right to the front. What else? I want to mention the next 4 shows. The next 4 shows. And that would be that would be coming up Sunday, February 13th. Queen of Metal, Miss Doro Pesh, will be on the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. A week after that, Mike Granari from Madball and Strength in Numbers. A week after that, Kevin Castle Scandato. That is the 20-year reunion of Castle Heights. And just announced on Sunday, March 13th, it is the Gallery East Boston Hardcore Represent 40th anniversary show with Dwayne Lucia. This is going to be a great one. We're going to have a bunch of special guests. We're going to do some early Boston Hardcore, SSD Control, Gangrene, Jerry's Kids, FUs. I was there, 1981. That's going to be a great show. I want to shout out my newest patrons. Marla Standing Owl, who just got a book the other day. Finally, glad it got there, Marla. Durand Hayes, Miri Ohm, and Paul Bayford. All you patrons, if you don't have this book, reach out to me. There's only 20 left. Not printing anymore. But we are working on the next volume, 1990 to 1989. So don't get your panties all bunched up. The next volume is on the way. Yes, yo, Larry Kelly, what's up? Dwayne, good guy. Yes, Doro is coming on the show. Yeah, that said, no shows until February 13th. Yes, of course. We already did the next shows. That's the next 4 shows. Of course. January 23rd is Rick Thorne. January 30th is Steve Blush. February 2nd is Mark Weisguy, the photographer. February 9th is Ed Culver. We do shows. It's what we do. We're always doing shows. What do you think? It's what we do. Yes, Marla, you got the book. Hallelujah, sister. You know? Yeah, we got shows, man. Hey, listen, man. What do you think we're doing here? We do shows. It's what we do. We don't do documentary films anymore. We don't do concerts anymore. We do these fakakta shows. It's what we do. No, I appreciate it. I love doing the show, and I'm really grateful that you watch. That's for sure. What else do I need to mention? If you're watching the show in rerun, there is a subscribe button there. Please subscribe to the show. And also, there's a little merch line. Maybe you want the New York Hardcore Chronicles Cup or some other New York Hardcore Chronicles Live merchandise. Maybe you want that pillow. You know what you can do with that pillow? That's right. Yep. Shouting out Jonathan Buskey, man. What's up, Buskles? My man. Jonathan Buskey. There you go. Shouting out Long Island and Jonathan Buskey. Fresh off the road with terror. Yeah, buddy. What else? You know what? I haven't mentioned this in a while. I know I'm preaching to the converted here. My Instagram, if you have one of these devices, if you have one of these devices, Stone Films NYC on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I'm an influencer on Instagram. I'm far from an influencer. Yep. Yes, it's the Pillow Biters Club. Yep. All right. Very good. Eddie's. Let me think what else. I think we're good. Let's bring our guests back on. I want to shout out all the Facebook pages that support this show too. Thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. That said, let us bring our guest back on. Coming at us from Hamburg, Germany, Mr. Garry G-Man Sullivan. What's up, bro?
Moin, moin. What up? All good.
What up?
Here I am.
So
yeah.
Let's do some Cro-Mags here. How did the Cro-Mags come into your orbit? How did you end up in the drum seat for the Cro-Mags? Tell us that story.
Okay. So the first time I ever heard of the Cro-Mags, I was home in the Bronx in co-op in my room, and by that time, Smokescreen, we were all we're jamming around stuff like that. So I was always listening to like WSOU or these college radio stations and stuff like that, and just make my mixtapes and stuff like that, And one day, the guy came on, the radio host said, and we have this new band from New York City playing this style of music, hardcore. The name of the band is called the Cro-Mags. Where's my sticks? And the first thing I heard was, and my whole brain exploded. I said, what is this? And Mac D's drumming totally ripped it, and then they calmed, and then they just went to the and I was like, record. So this is part of my mixtape for weeks. I must have listened to that song over 100 times, even more, because it's part of my playlist. And then as years went on, it was just in my brain, and never heard anything else about the Cro-Mags because I was somewhere else. And then I was at the music building one day, hanging out with my friends, the Piranha Brothers. Shout out to Eddie Torres and the whole Piranha Brothers crew. What's up? And then we're hanging out in their room because I would go hang out with them and just watch them play. And then Alvin, Mr. Alvin Robinson, respect to Alvin, he's the one that hooked me up. And
for those that don't know, Alvin was like a Bad Brains tech guy. I don't want to call him a roadie because he was more than that. But Alvin was like almost like the fifth Bad Brain,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
he was always with them.
Alvin was, you can look at old pictures, you can see Alvin behind the speaker or something on stage, you know what I'm saying? So then what happened was I'm in my friend's studio. Alvin walks in because he was managing a bunch of rooms. He says, Garry, where you been? Haven't seen you. Yeah, because I just returned back from Japan. I was in Japan for a bit. And then what happened was he says, the Cro-Mags are auditioning drummers. I said, Cro-Mags auditioning drummers? And funny, a couple days before, because I was with the guys too at the studio, I went to the third floor bathroom because the fourth floor bathrooms, You know the music building. Come on, those bathrooms.
And
are notorious.
this is in the legendary music building on 8th Avenue and 37th Street. That was like
584 8th Avenue. That's right.
And like, yeah, those bathrooms was like, it was like Valhalla, bro. That place was disgusting.
I mean, the only bathroom that had it over them was the bathroom at CDGB's. Okay, we don't have to even talk about that one.
And a question from Buskles: what year was this?
This was 1999, and this is right before Revenge was supposed to come out. And Respect to Revenge, 20 years yesterday, came out. So this is the Revenge tour. So I went down to the third floor bathroom, took handled my business, and I remembered this band playing when I was handling my business, and I was like, what is this? It sounded so powerful, strong, and direct. And I was like, wow, never heard this before. So I go back upstairs, and then a day later, Albert comes and says, the Cro-Mags are auditioning drummers. So I was like, really? Come on down, check it out. And I was kind of reluctant because I don't know the music, but I knew one song. You gotta know.
that boom bap.
So we walk in the room. I think they had about 5 to 6 days before a 5-week American Canadian tour.
They had 5 or 6 days. They had 5 or 6 days before a tour, and they didn't have a drummer.
No, they had a drummer. The closest one, they have just a lot of the drummers, And my boy Ali, what up, Ali? You know what's up? And so, and I always see people like audition and just people just waiting in the building or just see these guys running around the building. So then Alvin takes me down to the Cro-Mags rehearsal room, and I walk in, and there was Harley and Paris, and they ain't look too happy, And then Alvin brings me in, and then they Paris and Harley look at each other, and Alvin said, "This is Garry," and they were like, "What's up?" All right, they said, "Do you know any of our songs?" I said, "No, but I know one of your songs. It's one of my favorites." And they said, "Which one?" I said, "We got to know." And then you can see the eyebrows kind of went up like, I don't think you know what this song consists of. And they said, "Okay, let's go." Right? They said, "Come on, let's go." Hold up. I said, "Come on, okay, you ready?" I was like, "I'm ready." I went, knocked out the beginning drum part, Mackey's drum part, not as perfect as he did, but after years I've learned it all. Knocked that out. I knew how everything went, and then we stopped. And
doesn't the end of that song have that tricky part in it? Isn't there like a tricky sort of bop, 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 right? There's like
that ending part is like if you're a ballerina in the Olympics and you're going up and you're doing somersault, blah 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 blah. You land on your feet like pow. So when we got to the gun part, and I was already a metalhead anyway. I was into, I can handle that. And knocked it out, and then I said, "The ending, Garry, you gotta hit it." Then Harley and Paris looked at each other and everything, and then they said, "Okay, here's our old music, and here's the new record is about to come out. Can you learn 2 songs?" I learned 4 songs. Came back, knocked those 4 songs out, and we were rehearsing like every day now because we only had 6 days to move. And every day I learned 4, 5 whatsoever. We locked it down, and then they called me back to the room because I was always in the building, and they said, "We'd like to know if you want to go out and do this tour run with us." And I said, "Of course."
Now, going out on this Revenge tour, it was Paris, Harley, you, and initially, who was it Rob Buckley playing guitar?
Yeah, it was Rob Buckley. The first one out here was Rob Buckley. And Rocky George came in on the second legs of
so Rocky George plays on the record, but Rob Buckley went out on the tour, and then Rob Buckley left the tour, right?
Right, he left the tour, and Rocky came back in, and then we went out, and pretty much the rest is history. But it's an honor and pleasure, and there's another influential band, the B-52's, and TM, and Defunkt, and the Cro-Mags are really responsible for me being there you go. That's the music rehearsal. This Rocky just came in from LA, and this is us rehearsing, getting ready to do the tour. This time we're headed up to Canada and through the States again. So I want to thank Harley. I want to thank the whole Cro-Mag family. Harley, Laura, the whole family, and everybody, and for putting me on. Respect.
Yeah. Let me ask you. about you step in, excuse me, as the Cro-Mags drummer,
Right.
and there's sort of a legacy there.
Right.
Mackie,
Yep.
Petey Hines, Dave DeCenzo.
Yep.
And
so
these,
big shoes to fill.
Big shoes to fill. What challenges did you face? Like kind of stepping in there. Any of those particular drummers or grooves more challenging than the others? I mean, those are three really top shelf drummers right there. I mean, what was it like? I mean, was it more difficult learning the Dave DeCenzo Revenge stuff than the Mackie stuff? Or give us a little take on sort of how you became acclimated to that catalog.
Well, first of all, I gotta give mad props to Mackie. You know, me and Mackie were friends before because Mackie used to be the drummer for a band called Urban Blight.
Yes,
which I took over after.
Is that right?
Yep, took over after, but Mackie was out with the Fun Loving Criminals. So,
of course.
So I came in and I always liked the way Mackie played, and so I would say Mackie's drumming was, I mean, it sounds easier than what it is to play. So I have to give it like Mackie, Petey Hines, come on, that's my dude, best wishes. And then Dave DeCenzo actually was probably one of the most challenging ones because he's a world-class drummer, educated instructor.
That's a Berklee College of Music dude,
yeah,
right?
That dude is a Jedi.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they are, but Dave DeCenzo was probably one of the most challenging because Rocky and Paris stayed on him to make this record the way they wanted it to. Even though it was like one song, it was like Harley was telling me we had to make sure Dave DeCenzo hit this one ping on the hi-hat, this certain part. So, and you know. And I can tell you another thing about why I've made it this far in the Cro-Mags is because of Harley. Because Harley's a drummer, stimulators. You know, Harley's a child prodigy. You know, Harley was the kid, and Harley's an amazing drummer. So
Harley, there's no doubt that Harley Flanagan is an incredibly gifted and talented musician.
Exactly, in so many ways. So Harley really pulled me through and really taught me the nuances of you know how to play these songs. You know. And the thing is, and still to this day, me and Harley, you know, we put out, you know, the last two recordings of, you know, in the beginning and in Cro-Mags 2020. But the best thing about Harley, me and Harley are like Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins. We are like the Foo Fighters of hardcore, and we bounce off each other. And Harley's inspired me so much and really helped change my drumming game. There you go. That's me and my homie. We up in Washington Heights chilling. That's how we do. But Harley's very instrumental. Very instrumental, you know, and me coming into the whole hardcore realm. So, I mean, I'm really thankful to my brother. Love you, Harley. You know what's up.
You know, I listen to a lot of Cro-Mags stuff. You know, I do my homework for the show. And I listen to Revenge. And, man, that's a really good sounding record, man. It produced very well, really good sounding record, man. The drums are really up front, and that's a damn good sounding record.
DeCenzo kills it, man.
Yeah.
But the thing is that thank God I had a good heavy metal drumming background, so it was just about me just tweaking some nuances and this and that, a little pullback on this, push on this and that, and it's a balance. It's like walking a tightrope, you know. But now I got the formula thanks to Harley. But you know, one hand washes the other. That's all.
Yeah. And I know that, you know, you guys in the past couple years have gone out and done some real big shows, festivals in Europe and some arenas here on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, man, we do. We should Prudential Center with the Misfits. Hello, Suicidal Tendencies. That was probably one of the highlights of my career. And
tell us about that, being able to play a place like that.
Well, it was surreal, and I think for the Cro-Mags, well deserved after all these years, and then they go out with Suicidal, Old Family, and then of course open for the Mighty Misfits, and it was a surreal experience, and playing in the big room. And like I remember we would open up, we would play Def Cans, and I can just hear the drums like cannons.
You're hearing the arena, right?
The arena. We shook the Prudential Center, and that was really great. But see, Harley goes way back, you know, some Misfits and Glenn Danzig and
Yeah,
Zing
sure.
and shout out to Sam Hang, shout out to Zing. So Harley, those are his dudes, those are his boys. So due to the fact, that's me in Vienna, Austria. Right before I flew to New York before the lockdown. I'm a Yamaha full endorser, international endorsed, and they sent me this cool shirt. And everywhere I go, I have a Yamaha kit there waiting for me. So when I got to Vienna,
I noticed, you don't play a really big kit. You play a pretty condensed 5-piece kit, with a double pedal, correct?
Right, but you got to see my new Yamahas. They're right here, baby. I got 3 ragtimes, cannons, 2 floors.
Yeah.
I got a 24 kick, sounds like thunder, a crack and snare. I just showed you the symbol, the color of my kit. This is my snare drum.
Oh, nice color, man. Nice.
Green like the G-Man, green like money, green like the green. Yeah. So and thank you Yamaha for hooking me up. Thank you, go, Mr. Martin Kleinbrow. Respect, brother. So these are the next ones. They're cannons, but this is 3 racks, 2 floors. So this kit is going to be a little bit, bigger than what I normally play. But nothing's better. You know what I love to play more than anything? A basic 4-piece kit double pedal.
You're like you're a bit of a minimalist, it seems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because when you have too many things in front of you, you're trying to do too many things. But you have minimal things around you. It makes you create more and to execute better. Think and make you more creative. Because when you go, that's cool. But when you have to boom, 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 bam, 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 it's a whole different experience. And I grew up on a 4-piece. Charlie Watts, Ringo Starr.
Yep.
All these great drummers. Elvin Jones, Philly Joe Jones. Masters of the 4-piece. Butteridge. Yeah.
Here's another shot. This looks like in rehearsal, right?
Yeah, this is us out at Alvin's studio out in Union, New Jersey. Yeah.
Alvin has a studio?
Alvin has a complex.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's another music building out in Union. A lot of bands play out there. Rob Halford and his band played out there. El Nino rehearsed out there. A lot of people, 40 Below Summer, all those guys. It's just, I forgot the.
That's not the place in Hoboken. That's not the place in Hoboken, is it?
No. This is Union, New Jersey.
Okay.
But this is an Alvin spot, and so we would go out and rehearse out at Alvin's, which is really cool. Cool spot. He's got a nice setup out there.
Let's talk a little bit about some of these recently. I mean, you guys have been pretty proficient in recording stuff and getting it out there.
Yeah.
There's been, in the last couple of years, there's been a whole bunch of stuff. This isn't the stuff recorded with Steve Zing, right? This is before that.
No, this is these are 2 different entities. This is in the beginning we recorded this out in Pompton Plains, New Jersey. Way out in the sticks, but it was this really great drummer, and he built his recording studio, and he's a drummer out of his barn on his property. Total state-of-the-art, really cool studio. I had a friend, Mr. Farrar, engineer, and helped produce it. But the man that really helped put all this together, Harley's leading the way, was Mr. Arthur Rizek. Have you heard that name?
No, I don't know Arthur Rizek.
Yeah, Power Trip. He records all the best bands, hardcore, different bands in the world. Arthur Rizek, and we did that with him. He's produced both albums, but we did in Pompton Plains, and then we went back during the zombie apocalypse, and luckily Steve Zing in his studio, and that's a really nice studio, Trick or Treat Studios. It's in his home, and we recorded the 2020 there during the pandemic. So, because we had to put our energy somewhere, and Steve Zing gave us the the space to do it, and we recorded it all there, and he engineered it, and he's a hell of a guy, hell of a musician, hell of a guy. Yep, that's us, Steve Zing, rehearsal studio, Zing. And that's us just knocking it out. It was good, and he gave us an outlet to really be productive. And
Steve Zing,
he's the man.
Steve Zing rocking the Lodi pizza shirt.
We don't want to talk about that. You know, Lodi Pizza. You know,
Lodi Pizza represent you.
You know what I'm
If
saying?
you go in Lodi Pizza, they have like all the Jerry-only shit. It's great. You know,
Misfits,
Lodi
baby. You know what's
Pizza.
up. Sam Hain, Misfits. You know, all that stuff. So we did
Here's another
Steve
shot.
Zings.
Yeah,
Mhm.
here's another shot of you guys in Zing, right?
Yep, that's right. And this is us out on tour. The Misfits out in LA. And Steve Zing is also our sound man. He was our sound man.
I didn't know that.
He was the sound engineer for us doing the quarantine stream video at the SAR and the whole Misfits run. No, that's our man. And then in LA in this run, we had two sound men. We had Arthur Rizek and Steve Zing together working, you know, on our live shows. And this is us out at the Banco Arena in LA. And so Steve Zing is a really integral part of our, you know, things
Absolutely.
that we did, especially for 2020, and just
Hey,
his brotherhood and his vibe.
Hey, Joe Affey chiming in saying such a humble guy right there. Don't be fooled. Garry is no joke. A monster player on many levels. Miss you, bro.
Miss you too, bro. Zing Shredder on 2020. You know, I always love to think, and big shout out to Maximum Penalty. You know.
Yep.
And he's a journeyman. This is, you know, Mr. Joe Affey. He's no joke. He put his work in, and what a sweet man, sweet soul, and pleasure to meet him, know him, play with him. And that's my brother for life. Love you, Affey. You know what's up.
Absolutely, Joe Affey. You know, always welcome on this show. Hey, I want to shout out Stefan Adika. Yo, I would not be here doing this show right now if it wasn't for Stefan Adika. He had me on his show at the very beginning of the pandemic, and I saw what he was doing with his show on this platform, and he taught me a couple things. And Stefan Adika, bro, forever in your debt, man. Let's see. How about let me see. How about let me put up another picture or two because I don't like to. Here's you and a couple of my buddies, man. I love these two guys. I've worked with these guys a couple of times. What's going on here?
Yeah, the Cavalera brothers.
Yeah, man.
Okay, first thing I can say, the reason how I got this Yamaha deal because of my brother Igor Cavalera, Sepultura.
Is that right?
You know, yeah. And brother Max. So this picture is okay. How it's. I've been a huge Sepultura fan from the beginning. You know, Benito Remains. Come on, that changed my life. You know,
yeah, man.
And everything else, but I was like, who is this drummer? So I fell in love with Igor. What up, Igor? Love you, baby. Respect to London. Respect to you, Cavalera family. Obrigado. So what happened was, Cro-Mags, we were wrapping up the European tour, so we were playing in London at the Underworld, Camden Gardens. And Igor, he lives in London, and he came through. So we're playing the shows, sold out shows, total mayhem in London. And then when I was playing, and he was like in the VIP area, but it was just one guy, I didn't even realize that was Igor, because he looked different, glasses, you know, tuned up. And I kept looking, this guy's just looking at me. And then when we're playing Street Justice, and it's like this double bass part, and when I'm playing, I can see him like looking like, you know, at my feet, you know, and just watching us. So I said, this guy's a drummer. So the show's finished, me and Harley backstage, totally immersed in sweat and everything. And Igor walks into the dressing room, and I was like, hey, hello, we didn't say that, and Harley said that, but it was like, who's this guy coming in the dressing room? And he says, hey, man, great show. Huge Cro-Mags fan. And he says, my name is Mr. Igor Cavalera. I was like, respect. Oh, my God, Igor. Man, that was a huge honor. And he came back and you know, blessed the minerals. So we kept in contact and everything like that. And then he says, well, me and my brother and the Cavalera Conspiracy, we're going to be in Hamburg. Because he knew I told him I lived in Hamburg. And he said, we'll be there next month. You want to come down? I said, of course. So we kept in touch. And then finally they came down. And they were playing they said, well, we got a sound check. And then before sound check, he says, you want to go out to have some food? I said, sure. So we went to this place in Hamburg called the Shanta. We went to this Japanese restaurant, and we ordered this huge platter of food and everything like that. And we just was talking drums and this and that and blah, blah, blah. It was just like, I mean, here is one of my heroes, and we're sitting down talking like, you know, regular dudes. And then we're talking blah, blah, blah. And then I was between drum deals. And then he says, do you have a drum deal? I said, no, really not at the moment. He says, what do you mean you don't have a drum deal? Okay, I'm going to speak to my man, you know, Martin in Hamburg, you know, we're going to sort it out. And sure enough, 3 weeks later, I got the kit. Big shout out to Mr. Martin Cavalera. And also, the biggest plant in Europe for Yamaha, all products, cars, motorcycles, and everything. It's like 15 minutes from here on my bike.
Oh, there you go.
So the whole plant is here, so it was easy to hook up with Martin Cavalera and stuff like that. So respect to Igor. So they came and played the Grooms Band, and this is us after the show on the tour bus, just kicking it. And then me and Igor, we decided to switch vans. So I got Igor's vans, and he has my vans, the red and black Cro-Mags, and I got Igor's vans. So, yeah, but it was a great time. And then I went to London just to hang out for a couple of days, and Igor, he was there, and very gracious host, and he was just talking music, working on music. So God bless the Cavalera family. Yes.
Let me ask you, I do not know, who is this in this photo with you?
That you know what it is?
What's
So
that?
John Witherspoon.
Lost him. Lost you, man. Well, great opportunity to take a break. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Generation Records, and The Organic Grill. It's a vegan restaurant located in the East Village of New York City at 123 First Avenue, featured in New York Magazine, New York Times, and Veg News. Their dishes have won numerous awards, including Best Goddamn Veggie Burger. They make their own cheeses, sausages, and burger patties, and every dish on the menu can be made gluten-free. Gluten-free. This year, they're celebrating their 21st anniversary, and they're all about having a great time while enjoying amazing, clean food. They have now fully reopened for business and look forward to seeing you. Get in touch with them, order some great food at www.theorganicgrill.com. Last but not least, of course, represent. Since 1992, Generation Records have been a mainstay of the New York metropolitan area music scene. Today, they offer a diverse selection of new and used rock, jazz, indie, hip-hop, punk, hardcore, metal, blues, soundtrack, and reggae LPs, as well as T-shirts, posters, and other merchandise. They buy used record collections and music memorabilia and will pay you top dollar for them. House calls made for large collections in the tri-state area. Call or email generationrecords@gmail.com. Follow them on Facebook and on Instagram. Want to mention a couple other things going on. Sunday, February 6th, we're getting back to it. Don't you know it? At the Bowery Electric. Sunday hardcore free matinees are back on the Bowery this February 6th with Sub-Zero, Murderers Row, Dark Side NYC, Cropsy, and Schizopolis. Free show, a block away from CBGB's, all ages. Come down to support this, you friggin' bum. There you go. Come on down. It's free. The hell you want me to do? It's fucking free. What do I gotta do? Come and set up in your living room? What do you want from me? It's free. It's all ages. God damn. What do I gotta do? Set up in your bedroom? Sunday, April 3rd, we are going to be announcing the lineup for this relatively soon. It is Rampage Mosh Fest 2. Sunday, April 3rd at the Bowery Electric. Another, it's free. It's a matinee. If it's free, it's for me. 8 bands on 2 stages. Get your shoes and socks on, kids. It's right around the corner. Sunday, April 3rd. 8 bands for free. You know what? Now you're pissing me off. You know what? It's free. So being that it's free, you do this. You know, I'm giving you all this shit for free. Buy the book, for Christ's sake. www.stonefilmsnyc.com. Take off your goddamn yarmulke and buy the book. Giving you all these free shows. How about join Patreon while you're at it, while you're enjoying all that free music? God damn. Unbelievable, right? Yep. Are the books going to be at the show? No, bro. There's 20 books left. I've sold 1,000. I've sold 980 of these books. There's about 20 left. If you want to buy the book, there it is. www.stonefilmsnyc.com. Or if you are a patron, it is free. Just pay for the shipping. All right. What else? Get your Doc Martens on. That's right. Guest list. Yes, you're all on the guest list. Everybody on the planet Earth is on the guest list. Yep. Yeah. Here we go. Let me see. Hold on. All right, good. Everybody's behaving. That's what's up. Hey Drew, it says ships in December. Listen, just buy the book. You'll get it. It'll go out the next day. All right. The link's going down in about a week. There's 20 books left. Don't make me come looking for you. That said, Oh, I need to pay you to take that garbage. Is that right? All right. Everybody's a comedian. Hey, a funny guy. Maybe you should do a show, Mr. Funny Guy. We need a couple laughs around here. Anyway, that said, let's bring our guest back on, Mr. Garry, G-Man Sullivan. What's up? Hey, anytime you pop off, it gives me the opportunity to run. So tell me, you were breaking up. I do not know who this is in this picture with you.
That's Mr. Lejean Witherspoon, the singer of Seven Dust.
Got it.
And
okay.
they came through Hamburg. They were playing a club called the Knust.
Right.
And we kick out. I knew Lejean, and I'm familiar with them, and we just bonded that night and hooked up. And then the other picture I sent with this other guy, me and him kind of close, is Mr. Morgan Rose from Seven Dust, the drummer. So
right.
They came through, and I had to hook up at the Knust. So I came in and hooked up with Chet, and did like the same thing with Agnostic Front. They played the same club, and then I would just have access to get in. They'd be like, "What the hell are you doing over here?" I live here, whatever. Phil and Samuel came through with his band. I just go check on the homies when they're in town.
I have fond memories of Hamburg. And I just looked at this picture. I just dug up this picture before. I don't know if this is ever even. This is a shot of me when I was managing and on tour with Marauder, and here we are walking down the street in Hamburg, and you could see in the background the docks.
Reeperbahn, baby. That's not far from the theater I play with Tina. It's just the next block. Yep. Yeah, I live right down the road. Right, is that right? From my house. Yep, that's my hood, son. St. Pauli, baby.
I gotta say, I had a lot of good times in that neighborhood. I went back there again and again. There was a couple years when I was working with Biohazard and Marauder and Fury of 5 and this one, I found myself in Hamburg a lot, and it's a good time town, man.
Yeah, Hamburg is great, and there's a lot of great people. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of music, a lot of arts, a lot of good people. Good vibes, man. So respect to Hamburg.
That's Saab up on the left there, and yep, there you go.
That's the crew. There you go.
The crew. Yep. You know what I remember about that area right there? The police station, that's right there.
Yeah,
and
right
like,
on top. On
yo,
top of
those
yeah.
dudes are no joke, man. They're used to
Yep.
dealing with so much crap between the red light district and people out all night. Yo, those guys are assassins. The Hamburg Police Department, those guys are no joke.
And this is the Davidstrasse precinct, and they don't play. You know, get the Burger
Yo.
King across the street. You got all the prostitutes lined up all up and down all the street across from the police station. You know, it's Hamburg. You know, but that's a tough station.
Funny you should bring up that Burger King, because chances are that Marauder picture, we probably just came out of that Burger King, because it was like I'm over there with a bunch of guys that are in Europe for their first time. The only thing they knew how to order was going to the Burger King and order. That's like it. Everything else was too difficult, you know?
That's like the American embassy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it. Right. Tell us about this friend of yours in the picture here.
Oh, man. Me and Jamaican drum legend. Mr. Leroy Horsemouth Wallace. You know, the show rockers, man. Great drummer, soul vendors, soul dimension. Me a lover, not a fighter. Great movie, Rockers, really sweet.
Yeah,
guy.
he's in the movie Rockers, right? That great.
And he's playing himself. He's playing himself too.
Right.
And this is us. We're in Rotterdam, and I was on tour with a fairly famous, very dear sister of mine by the name of Necka. So we were out doing this big festival in Rotterdam.
Horsemouth.
Horsemouth. Kind of looks like a horse, you know what I mean? But one a very well-known, respected, legendary reggae drummer played it.
Yep.
Played it.
I like a tree planted by the river, right?
Yeah, man. You don't see a dog piss on the wall about
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's great, man.
And so we were playing, and then it was us, Necka, Horsemouth, and he was playing with Lee Scratch Perry. So we're all there together. So then after our show, and everybody's like in the backstage area, and then I walk in, and I know who he was, and he said, "Young Lion, come over here, boy. Let me talk to you and team." And I said, "Yes, sir. Me and you wicked drummer boy, man. Respect and team." I said, "Thank you, sir." And I said, "You mind have a picture too?" He says, "Yes, sir. I'm gonna give you a picture, and then I'm gonna bless you too. Give me your hand, and we hold it like this. Beyond giving me, from me to you, sharing some energy. Keep going, Young Lion." And then Lee Scratch Perry pulled me to the side and said, "Young Lion, man, to us." So I was really blessed that day by the reggae legends. Amen.
There you go. Good. Yeah, he's great in Rockers, man.
Yeah, he's funny as hell.
Let's talk about. Just want to say, anybody out there, anybody have any questions for Garry G-Man Sullivan? I know you might have asked him earlier. Repost them, please. Let's do some questions from around the world.
No problem.
Post them up. And let me see what else I got here for the pictures. You sent me some great pictures. All right, let's go with this from Johnny Hendo. What's it like jamming with Rocky?
It's a real experience. It's a surreal experience, unbelievable, because Rocky George is, to me, one of the greatest players that ever walked the earth. Jimi Hendrix of metal. It's a pure dream and honor, and then for me, him to be best brothers and brothers from another mother, it's an amazing experience. So, and shout out to Rocky. What up, Rocky? See you soon. Yes, it's an honor.
Okay. Good. Oh, look who's turned up. Harry Slash.
Harry, what up, baby? Long time.
Come on, man. Harry Slash, what's up, buddy?
I'll tell you another story about Harry. Harry is responsible for me being the last drummer to play with Johnny Thunders before he went to New Orleans. And we had a little band together jamming around like the loft and down like in the village. With me and Johnny Thunders were friends, and I was jamming around town playing with him. The last guy in New York to play with him before he passed in New Orleans. God rest, respect to Johnny Thunders.
Wow, people were asking, like Chucky says, how is it working with Cyndi Lauper, Johnny Thunders, and Vinnie Moore? I didn't realize. I thought that. I thought that might have been misplaced. I didn't realize that you played with Johnny Thunders. That must have been a trip.
That was a trip, and he's the sweetest guy, you know. And Harry's responsible for that because we were all pounding around together. And yeah, God bless, and God rest your soul. R.I.P. Johnny.
DB says, Gary, do you speak German?
Ein bisschen Sprache Deutsch. You know, das ist meine Aufgabe, and I'm still working on it and studying and everything, but alles klar, kein problem, you know. Moin Digger, das ist Mr. Garry G-Man Sullivan aus Hamburg.
Is that German? Is that German with a Bronx accent?
Absolutely. You know, it's a hybrid style, you know. Yeah.
Harry Slash says, much love, my brothers. I remember the good times at Space and Chase, Harry Slash.
Yeah, man. Harry was the man. He was the Garry of the hood, for sure.
Is that right? Did you do a Mexican tour with Johnny Thunders?
No, I never did that. It was just in New York.
Oh, okay.
Just bouncing around town, different clubs and gigs and stuff like that. Late night hangs and all that stuff like that.
Our good friend Ryan Bland from Ake says, G-Man, thanks for your friendship and all the positive talk with me over the past few years. Love you, bro.
Love you too, Ryan. Ryan is the man. I used to see Ryan at Tower Records, and then when I first came down to the village from the Bronx, and then, you know, there was only a few like punk rock, like hardcore straight dudes, and Ryan was one of them. I remember he used to work at Tower Records, and I always saw him. He's also with me in the Afropunk documentary also, but Ryan's the man. Respect to you, respect to Ake. See you when I'm back in New York, my brother. You the man. You know what's up, baby. You know, Afropunk. You know how we do. Love you, bro.
Our buddy Joe Ackerman down there in Tallahassee says, what is one of the biggest shows or festivals you've played, and with what band? My guess is the B-52's.
Absolutely. The B-52's, the biggest soccer stadium in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Woo!
Montevideo, Uruguay. You know, I tell you, it was the package deal. It was like Keith Richards and all of us and Brian May. So this was like the biggest thing. It was like Beatlemania because we couldn't even leave our hotel. It was just like, you couldn't even walk out the door. It was packed. It was crazy. But the biggest places ever played in the world were the biggest soccer stadiums in South America. And the funniest thing, especially with the B-52's, 80,000 people were singing every lyric to every song.
That's awesome.
Bananas. You couldn't even hear the band sing. You know, everybody was going crazy. So I would say 80,000 people, the biggest soccer stadiums in South America.
Right. Manny Schmidt says, yo, G-Man, hope to see you soon in Essen.
Manny, my man. Manny's one of the best guitar players in the world, best guitar players.
Essen, Germany.
Great digger, baby. Legend. We had a band called Ubergas. One of the first metal bands when I first moved to Hamburg. And Manny Schmidt is the shit. Bad motherfucker. Thanks for coming out to the show with the Cro-Mags a couple of years ago in Europe.
What's up, Hoya? How you doing, Hoya?
What up, Hoya?
Good to see you, Hoya. Yeah, he says, finally more color in hardcore. Listen, you know, there's got to be a balance, man.
Yeah, you know, it's like, you know.
Yep. Harry Slash, favorite bass player to play with? I mean, that's an interesting question. That's an interesting question when you think about the fact that you've played with T.M. Stevens, Harley Flanagan.
Yep.
You know, like
Kim Clark from Defunkt.
Right.
Hello.
Right.
The greatest bass player I ever played with. I have to say T.M. Stevens. Harley Flanagan and Kim Clark, my top three.
T.M. Stevens, just the sheer magnitude of the iconic recordings the guys played on.
And you know he's from the Bronx too. TM's born and raised in the Bronx too. Same.
I didn't know that.
Same hood, just a generation apart.
There you go. Paulie says top 3 favorite New York hardcore drummers.
Okay. First of all, I'm gonna have to say Mackie Jason. Armand from Sick of It All.
Ooh, the Machine. Igor calls him the Machine.
Mm-hmm. And Danny Deluxe Shula, Biohazard.
Ooh, that's my boy.
I got more dudes, but my top 3s, you know, what's up, Deluxe? Miss you, bro. Hope all's good.
Yeah, I have a visual to go along with this here. Gary, will you be on tour upcoming with the Exploited?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I fly to spring, we start rehearsals, and then we're off. So that's us. Upcoming shows coming up. Yeah, I'm very honored to be out with the Exploited and just going out and doing it in East Coast, West Coast, and plus a lot more. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And yes, this is me, part of this production.
Yeah, what is this? You got San Diego House of Blues on the 25th. The next night, you're in Santa Ana at the Observatory, which is a great gig.
Yeah.
And then, is it the night after? Yeah, the night after that, you're in LA at the Belasco Theater.
Right.
And then, what is this other one? May 28th is in Ventura. Okay, so it's okay. So these are 4 shows in a row, but isn't there another? Are you playing New York as well?
Yeah, exactly. So that's just one of the flyers. It's another one. I'm pretty sure you can find it. But yeah, so this is the West Coast block, and then we have the East Coast block too coming.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing Astoria, Queens with the Exploited, man. You know?
Yeah, that's cray. Respect. I'm looking forward.
Yeah. Who's playing the ballroom? Yeah, that's him. Yep.
That's me. Yeah. Looking forward.
Yep.
Hope to see you guys there.
Yeah, I actually bought a ticket for one of these shows.
Wow. You should let me know which one. I'll hook you up.
You know what? My gal went out and bought a pair of it's like 2 blocks from where she lives in Astoria.
Oh,
And
there you go.
I mentioned it to her and she ran out and bought a pair of tickets, and that's cool. We'll come and support and represent, and I want to see I've never seen the Exploited, so I'm excited,
Yeah, it's the first for me too, Definitely. Yeah, respect. You got a good girl. It's like running out and buying groceries. Instead of getting groceries, you got your tickets. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm walking distance from my gals. Larry the Hunter from Kings Never Die asks, how about a couple of current hardcore metal bands Garry likes these days? Any hardcore metal bands on your radar? Anybody you played with recently?
Well, we haven't played with anybody, but it's a lot of cool stuff that's out. But I'm more like an old school guy. I'm still like old school Cro-Mags, like Leeway and like the New York sound. But a lot of good bands here in Hamburg. But I'm kind of like an old school guy. But I know there's a lot of good bands out there. So I'll just leave it at
Gary asks, Gary Oliphant asks, Olifert, I presume all's well. You'll be out with the Cro-Mags in the UK this summer? I plan to see Cro-Mags at home here in Northern Ireland and then at the amazing Rebellion Festival in August.
Absolutely. We'll be there. I'll be there. Come on through. Looking forward.
Absolutely. Wait, and here's a visual to go with as we're talking about you being out on the road. Here's a shot of you and Harley doing it up.
A big shout out to the Shutterbug Messina. He's the one that took the picture.
Oh, that's the Stephen Messina picture,
yes,
right?
Mr. Messina took it. I never knew who took it, and then me and Stephen were talking some weeks back. He says, Gary, I took this picture, and he took a lot of great pictures. So big shout out to the Shutterbug, man. Thanks. This is one of my favorite pictures of me and Harley, and this is us at the Pyramid on Avenue A. So that's some old school home.
Man, it looks like Harley has worked that bass, man.
Oh man.
That thing's seen some mileage, man.
And it sounds amazing. Like when he rips into World Peace and a lot of different things, it was like the first day. Yeah, it's a great sounding bass, legendary. Yep.
Here's another one. I guess that's not his only bass, because here he is playing a Precision. That the other one's a Guild, I think.
It's a Fender.
That other one was
I believe the first one's a Guild. This is a Fender. Yeah.
Right.
Great sounding basses, great choices, and he's got a Fender deal, so he gets what he wants. He deserves it too.
Yep. Let me see what else I got. What's going on in this? I like this photo here. You guys, it seems so. It's like you guys in nature.
Sure, that's in Fort Tryon Park, baby, Washington Heights.
Is that right? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it up?
That's in the hood. That's Washington Heights, and me and Harley will always go out, walk through the park, discuss business, walk the dogs, and just disappear, climb on these big prehistoric rocks, and just, taking walks like almost every day because we were working every day. So before we would go to the studio, either it was out in Pompton Plains or out with Zing, we would take a nice refreshing walk with the dogs and just. But this is one day we just had the day off and just like to disappear in the park and just hang with the trees. So.
If I can interject for those that may not know, Fort Tryon Park is in Manhattan. So
That's
this
right.
photo here, this is actually Manhattan.
Absolutely.
There are parts. This is people. A lot of people that didn't grow up here like us. There is parts of Manhattan and especially the Bronx that are like wilderness.
Totally. And this was very therapeutic for us. Do a lot of stuff, especially when during the apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse. But this is at the top of the Bronx, just to say, on Washington Heights, the top of the Bronx. Then you have Spike and the Devil, this river that goes into the Hudson, and then
yes, of course,
on the other side is the Bronx, Riverdale. So this is how close Bronx and
Kennedy High School, right across the river is Kennedy High School. That's where I went to. I went to high school there for a couple years, and it's Spite and Dival, Riverdale, Kingsbridge.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
It looks like a jungle. And, yeah. And you know what? Actually, if you go into Central Park, there's parts of Central Park that look like wilderness, like parts of the Rambles. And way uptown, there's a couple of spots that are like it's like the woods, and it's Manhattan.
And the funny thing, there are pieces of land, pieces of woods that nobody's ever touched ever to walk on whatsoever. So it's a great part.
There's parts of the Bronx that are like absolute wilderness.
Yeah, man, it's absolutely, man.
What's going on here, buddy?
Oh, this is me and the Tina Turner musical.
I thought that's what this was. So this is sort of this is do you have to get in costume and character to be to play the
Exactly, because I'm on the stage interacting. I'm acting on stage with the band, and I have 3 wardrobe changes a day. Wow. The first one is the tuxedo, being Ike's drummer with the Rhythm Kings, and this one is when Proud Mary, when that came out, and they were out in LA,
wheels keep on turning,
yeah.
Proud Mary keep on rolling.
And then we have Higher, so we have 3 costume changes, and this is the last costume change.
Higher, like Higher, as in like the Sly Stone song. Wanna take you higher?
Yeah, exactly.
Did Ike and Tina Turner do Higher? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they covered it. Yeah,
wanna take you higher.
So the thing is, I'm playing 3 different drummers. The first 2 different drummers actually. The first drum I'm playing Bubba. He's the first drummer, and then I'm playing this other guy, Marco. But he was the guy that rewrote Higher, and then I do Bubba at the beginning. So this is the last one, and it's a really highly energetic set, and it's really weird. Let me explain this to you,
please,
how it all works. So I'm tapped into in-ear, click every song, and the rest of the people are faking it. The singers are dancing and singing. There's no mics, there's none of this stuff in your face. They have this little bead, like a little P, which is the mic. They cover it up with the wigs. You won't even know.
I never heard of such a thing. That's how they do it.
Yeah, man. I mean,
and it's what? It's like I'm assuming it's like a wireless thing.
It's a wireless mic that's taped to your head, and it's like about the size of a pea, and has such range. So when I was first going to learn the show, I had to go sit in the audience to learn the show, and I was like, how are they? Where the mics, whatever. And then, backstage, and you can see how the whole machine works. This is how they use it. But me, I'm on a click track, and everybody else is playing, they're playing, but it's the back band playing everybody else's instrument except for the bass player at times. But I'm playing drums with the whole back orchestra through the whole set on a 4-piece conventional looking drum kit, which is actually a rolling electronic kit, and to click track. And then you get these 2 big monitors. The audience can't see it because when you're looking out into the audience, it's 2 big monitors. You have the music director in the ear. He counts us as 2, 3, and 1. So you can see you know, how he's conducting and everything like that. So it's a really highly intricate, highly technological, great production.
It looks like a beautiful theater too.
It is. It's a beautiful theater, definitely. And
this is right there on the main strip by that police station there.
That's a little further up. Okay, like you guys are walking past docks.
Yeah.
When you cross to the next street, it's right there. It's at the top of the Reeperbahn.
I don't remember the name of the club, but it was sort of right where the docks was, but it was downstairs. It was like a cave. It was like a gnarly ass little place down there.
It must be the Prison Bar. It's like
it's a little bands play there though.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a really well-known place. But this is right down the block from the Tina musical. So, and then I have to laugh and joke and be like on stage. And then there's one section that I always got to be on point. And this is when Ike is teaching.
Oh, that's it. The Molotov.
Yeah, the Molotov. Yeah. But yes,
good call, Askin. I remember Biohazard played there once.
Yeah, it's a great club. Now they're closer more up the hill towards me. They're still there, but moved up. So there's this one section where I have to be on point, and two, you got to be at the right place at the right time, or you're going to get hit with some type of stage prop or something. So I had to sign a contract and everything. If something happens to you, we can't help you. Okay, I'll get to that. And then what it is, when Ike is teaching Tina Turner how to sing Matchbox, and then he goes through 2 rounds with it. Then he goes, Schlagzeuger! Dude, I got to be right on point and jump on that riser and make it. And if I don't make it, but yeah, so yeah.
What are you traveling with here? What are you traveling with here? Do you show up with your own snare and rack tom?
Okay, so this picture was taken by our tour manager, Mr. Steve Joe, and we were right down the block. This is a Bleecker, right down the block from. This is where I got the shirt. This is how I got the shirt because we played there that day. So this is us loading out when we played Generation Records, and then we had to leave the truck on Bleecker in front of the bitter end. And I asked him, "Can you take a picture?" Because I'm walking down the street, feel like a caveman. But this is Alvin Robinson's Yamaha. He has a full Yamaha rack. But the snare drum. But you know who snare drum used to belong to?
Let me guess. Earl Hudson.
No, Whitney Houston.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, that's Whitney Houston snare drum. I always play on that. Yeah. Yep. But this is me on Bleecker down the street from Generation.
Got it. Let me think. Anybody? Let me see. I think any other questions? Put them up. We're winding down with Garry G-Man Sullivan. It was cool. Yeah, it was cool. So people came out of the woodwork. Harry Slash,
That's right.
That's cool, man.
That's my bro, boy. That's my bro.
Cool. Justin says, always a pleasure to see Garry play. Every time I met him, he was always welcoming and took the time to talk, especially seeing how he plays songs so effortlessly, and seeing his and Harley's dynamic just shows a great musical connection. P.S. Convince Harley to play The Other Side of Madness live. Ha, 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 ha.
Okay.
All right.
I'll see what's up. But, hey, thanks a lot for the wonderful compliment, brother. Appreciate it.
Yep.
God bless.
All right. Well, hey. Want to thank you for coming on, Garry.
Thank you, nice. Brother. Thank you.
Anybody you want to shout out?
I want to shout out, first of all, I want to shout out my moms, my family, my brothers, my sister, Yamaha drums, Vader sticks, Boxer Tricks, CBC, Mr. Harley and Laura, Lee Flanagan, again, Mr. Steve Zing, and Lana. God rest Otis. Otis is my main man. I want to thank you, Messina. I want to thank the whole crew for having me, and I want to thank UMG, and the UMJ, my man Kazinga, JD, Stephen Greb again, and the whole Hamburg crew. And see you guys when I'm back on the East Coast. Much love. Thank you very much. Love you all. Respect. Thanks for having me again, Drew. And,
it was really my pleasure, Garry, and I enjoyed chopping it up with you. You're a great career musician. You've done a lot of great work, and we're looking forward to your future and what else you do. And we're looking forward to seeing you play in Astoria, Queens.
I can't wait, baby. I'm coming home.
Yeah. The Exploited and Cro-Mags in Astoria, Queens.
Don't get much better than
That's
that.
awesome.
No.
All right, Gary. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Okay.
Have a
once
good
again,
night.
You too. Thanks for having me, bro.
My
Peace.
pleasure. Take
All
care.
right.
Peace. Well, there you have it. Great show today with Garry G-Man Sullivan, currently of Cro-Mags and the Tina Turner review on the Reeperbahn in Hamburg, Germany. Yeah, it was a great show. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Thanks everybody who who chimed in. Ack, what's happening, Ack? I'm heading down to Florida pretty soon. Maybe I see there's a Murphy's Law show. Maybe halfway we'll meet. Yeah, he has a great resume. Great career musician. Nice fella. Sander, thank you. It was a great show. We do great shows. It's what we do. What can I tell you? That said, I want to remind everybody that coming up on this Sunday shout out day, Sunday fun day, is Mr. Rad himself, BMX legend. This is going to be an interesting show. Rick Thorne is a really colorful guy. That's coming up on this Sunday. Mr. Rick Thorne will be on the show. Want to mention just again that we're gearing back up at the Bowery Electric with free Sunday matinees. If it's free, it's for me. Coming up Sunday, February 6th. Obviously, we will not have a show that day. Sub-Zero, Murderers Row, Dark Side, NYC, Cropsey, and Skitopolis. You know what? Just to mention this, I'm gonna mention this. I don't know who's still out there, but we are gonna do where is that? Hold on. If I could find the friggin' thing. Oh, here it is. We're going to do a bonus show on Wednesday, February 6th. It's coming together now. It's going to be a Hooligans Holiday bonus episode. The big show's happening upstate 3 days. Mike Valente from Brick by Brick, Upstate Black and Blue, will be on. We're also going to have the guys from Cropsey. Probably Hoya's going to come on. Maybe the guys from The Take. We're going to march a whole bunch of people. This is a bonus show on Wednesday, February 6th to celebrate Hooligans Holiday, which has a lot of bands playing. And we're going to do a little something for that show just to give it a heads up. Would love to see the Bowery. Is it getting streamed? No. You have to be there. Have to be there. Thanks, Gary, from your Uncle Martin. Hey, Uncle Martin. Well, thanks for watching the show, Uncle Martin. Appreciate it. Gary was great. You're going to the Albany thing, Larry? Is that right? I can't. I got a show to do. Robert Hogg, brilliant show, Drew. Looking forward to seeing Cro-Mags in Edinburgh and Rebellion. Oh, hell yeah. All the clubs opening back on Monday. Great. Great. All right. Well, hey, want to thank everybody for tuning in. It was a great show. We do great shows. That's what we do here. Have a good night or a good day or whatever's coming up in your world. We'll see you on Sunday with Mr. Rad Rick Thorne. Until then, my friends, do good things and good things will come to you.